Okay, so picking up where we left off with our slideshow, Showtime Slideshow, we had just changed it so we had a smaller picture in our page. I want to show you some other things about this. Even though this is going through the slideshow on its own right now, you'll notice when I bring the mouse over it here, I can get some navigation icons coming up and a little timer to show me how long before it's done displaying this particular page. So I can actually use these navigation icons to move around within this faster than just waiting for it to display. Now we have different navigation tools in the different options available in our Showtime slideshow. So I'm going to go and show you how we can change those things. So if we go back over here to tab where I have our slideshow, go back into editing the slideshow settings, we're going to see that we have things listed over on the right side here for controls. And do we want to show controls? We could actually turn them off altogether, or we can select which types of controls we can have. Do we want to allow them to go to full screen mode for some of the pictures? I'm not sure that's the best thing within our web browser, within our website, because we try and structure all the pages, so I didn't turn that one on. Pausing is currently turned off. The only things I have set up right now for this slideshow are the left and right, but let me go ahead and turn on the pause here and go ahead and save those changes. Hit apply. So it's gone ahead and saved that change. I should be able to go out here now and reload my page so that I can get those new changes loaded down. And now when I mouse over, I should be able to see that, yep, I have now a pause, so I can tell it to just stop on this picture for a while if I want to look at it close. And these are things we can decide whether we want to have active or not within a slideshow. There are several different ways to run the slideshow, and that's what this group is here, what they call the animation type. I tend to like this first one, this SWF object. It actually does require something called a flash player on the person's PC and in their browser that's looking at this, and I think most people probably have that already. There's a couple of others, and it changes the way some of these things look. What I found is if we do change one of these options we want to play around with using a different one and see how it looks, you first have to go ahead and select this option here and save, and then come back in to your slideshow to edit the settings, because it will change what's on the windows here as the options in various things, especially transitions. Each slideshow has different sets of transitions. This one has a few more items down here as to where it's going to put the captions. Is it going to put them on top, down the right, the bottom, the left? So that's I found out that you can't just click this and then find all those options. You have to first click the different method for displaying the slideshow, save that, then come back in, and then you'll see the various options. You notice it put my show title, which is actually the file name of the picture, as being enabled again. I generally don't like that, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to pull a transition. Toss is an interesting transition. You'll also see up here in the right hand window, it's giving us a hint of how we're going to be seeing things. You see now it's tossing those pictures out to the right, and with this particular tool, for the way it displays them, the navigation is these little icons down here, and as you mouse over them it moves from picture to picture, or you can use these handles up here as well. So it's really up to you. If you're doing a small slideshow, this one's not too bad because you'll only have a couple of these little dots on it. But if you've got 20 or 30 pictures in there, there's not enough room to put all the dots across there. So you have to think about which one works best for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the slideshow I created, which only has 3 slides in it right now. I'm going to go ahead and apply these changes that I've made. So we've now got a different tool being used to display it. We go back. We still have the old one because I haven't refreshed the page yet. But if I refresh this page, now this will come up with this different tool. Now in this case, this one likes to center it across our page, so you see it moved to the right a little bit. The default was for the captions to be at the top, so we can see that change. And now I got my navigation buttons. The quick navigation, we just have to mouse over here, or I can go right or left with that. So a little bit of different look on this method of displaying the slideshow than the first one we did. And this is why I like test pages, because I like to learn and figure out, well, what's different about them? Which one do I like? We can see that if we go back to our, I want to go ahead and say cancel out of the editing here. Go back to our list of slideshows. I did 2 of them with that first method of doing it, and I've did 2 others with the method we're looking at right now, as you can see by this. So right here it'll tell us which of those methods we used to display the pictures in our slideshow. Let's see what else I might want to go over with you in the slideshows. Again, this one with the navigation, the size of how much border on the picture, or how far from the edge of the picture the navigation tools are. Background for the navigation tool, color of the button here. We could go ahead and change the color of the button. If I go ahead and make this 99, then we're going to see that the color of the button should change a little bit. Hit enter there. Okay, so that saved that. I'm going to come back in. Maybe I didn't change it enough. Let's go ahead and take out, actually the color wheel is probably the best way to do it. Let's say I want a green navigation button, so we'll go over here. So now I've got the green navigation buttons, or maybe I want them to be a little yellowish. I can go over here, changes these numbers. They represent the color that's going to be inside these buttons over here after I save it. So I'll go down, save, wait for that to finish saving, come back here, and then of course reload so I can see the changes that I've made. And now we can see we've got these little yellow buttons. Alright, let's go back into our edit here. Oop, that was the wrong one. I didn't want to edit the show. I wanted to edit the pictures. So if I go to edit slides here, I want to show you a few things in the edit slides view. We already saw how we could add some pictures. I'm going to go ahead and add some more. And once you create a slideshow, you can add and delete pictures on it. So I'm going to go back into my slideshow here, and I'm going to pick up the remaining 3 pictures that I had in that folder and save that. And now my slideshow has a total of 6 pictures in it. Other things I wanted to show are, once you've edited a picture, maybe you want to do a little bit of editing of the picture, cropping it so that you could zoom in on something. So we have that capability in here. Oh boy, this picture is so big it's going right off the screen for us. Maybe not the best one to, depends on how big how many pixels are in the picture to start with. That probably wasn't a good one for me to choose here, so I'm just going to cancel that. I don't have enough screen space to edit that one. Let's see if this one is any better here. Boy, I guess I used a couple of big pictures. So I'm going to pull this down here a little bit. Then I've got to slide my window over. Alright, and down. I want to get this bottom corner here. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. Roll up here. Slide this back to the middle. Maybe I want to bring this up just a little bit more to zoom this in. Just a little bit more. We'll see how this works here. Unfortunately, it was such a big picture when I started. So yeah, that's as far as I can bring that in. Now I'm going to go ahead and save or crop this picture. And now we can see that I have a zoomed in picture of my wife and I as opposed to the picture we had before. This little icon here called watermark is a way to tag our pictures so people can't steal them off of our website without it being always tagged as being from our website. I haven't decided whether we should use that or not, but it's something I'll let you know about. The other thing we can do is we can click buttons over here to hide or remove the picture from being displayed in our slideshow, although we don't have to remove it from the list of pictures, and we could always come back and click on this and add it back in later. Of course, this is believed to change the slide name in the comments. Well, you know, that's what we have right here. I guess if I change this and then click this button, does that... first time I'm actually doing this. Oh, I see, it brings me over to... No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm sorry. Well, then we'll back out of that. I'll have to learn what that one does. Of course, the trash can right here is to delete it. If you want to do multiple at a time, you could click multiples here, and then down at the bottom you have what do you want to do with the multiple ones that are selected. I could delete multiple at a time. So I don't really want to do that at this point. I just want to leave it the way I had them, save these changes in my slideshow. I added 3 more pictures. I zoomed in on one of the pictures here. So let me go back to this tab, tell it to reload again, and I should pick up the changes in that slideshow. So let's see what happens here. There's the first, the second slide. Alright, here's the third slide. And I can already see, because I see more circles down at the bottom, that it did pick up the changes. And here's our zoomed in. Still getting the little part here where the comment or caption would be, but since I didn't put captions on those, it's just blank right now. This may be a reason why you don't want to have the background, because if I didn't have the background and there's no comment, it doesn't look like anything. Problem is, sometimes when you have a background and you have a very light text for these comments or captions, they don't display as well. So it's something you have to try and decide. Alright, I think that gives us most of the information that I wanted to impart on using our Showtime slideshow. I think the members like seeing pictures when we do have them available. We have a nice tool for doing that right now. So I think we'll wrap this one up here. I think in the next one I'm going to probably cover a little bit about how we do the protected content that can only be displayed if the member sets up a login for themselves and then goes and uses that login. Then they'll be able to see extra content. This way it's not out there for just the general public. But watch for that video in the next couple of days or a week. But I think this one covers enough bases for now.